What's up, everyone? It's Waning Moonlight, and if you read the title of the video, you see we're going to be doing Dark Souls 2 with only wind magic. I'm sure you're thinking, Waning? Wind magic? What? That doesn't exist. Are you making it up? Are you crazy? And I'm going to say, not making it up? Yes, I'm crazy, but that's unrelated. You see, while you nerds studied books and things like that, I myself studied the blade. Got myself here the Curved Dragon's Greatsword, a special secret weapon in Dark Souls 2 that you can only get after getting the Ashen Mist Heart. You go, return to the Duke Deer Freya's boss room, and you're able to interact with this like stone structure here. And this weapon has some wind magic to it. It's a very unique weapon. And I saw it and I was like, you know what? Can I beat the game using it? Rules are pretty simple. I can only swing this weapon using the heavy swing, which does, well, that. It has really good range, but it does not do like piercing. It doesn't do like double hits. Like it won't like 1, 2, 3 combo hit. And obviously no light attacks with this thing. So can I do it? Will it be easy? Will it be hard? I don't know. Let's go try it. And honestly, this thing surprised me. Now, I was on New Game Plus 2, and I was actually already able to one shot these guys. They are basic enemies. But oh my gosh, is that piercing actually really good? I misspoken before. Like I said, when I meant combo, I said no piercing. It does pierce through enemies, and obviously, it's pretty good for that. But you know what? Those are basic enemies. Let's try ourselves here a boss. So after getting brutally touched by those guys, which I did not appreciate, I went up here to fight the pursuer. And this kind of became where I started to notice what might be an issue is the timing. Personally, I'm used to being a whole lot more aggressive, but with the timing of this, it takes a long time to slam down, hold it there, then pick the sword back up. It's not a easy or quick weapon. But the damage, you can't deny it. It does good damage. I also learned, like I said, the combo thing, I wondered, maybe if I hit it, on 2 different occasions, like both feet of the giant, would that do extra damage? And it didn't. I also realized the issue of durability. Now, I do have the Iron Knuckle Ring on +1, which I thought might save me from the weapon breaking all the time. And I thought, oh, it'll be no issue. Then I walked into this boss room and realized, yes, it will be an issue. Before it had even taken down the first one, the thing had almost broken. And so having to deal with 2 more took a few repair powders. I only had a few on hand. I thought, it won't be too big of an issue. These repair powders will be for just in case. I almost used all of them before I get a renewable source, but that's for later. Right now, we have my least favorite of the 4 Lord Souls, the Lost Sinner. If you by chance enjoy her, leave a comment and I'll make fun of you for it. You see, on New Game Plus, she gets to fire Pyromancer Sims, which they're just the worst. They dodge every attack I throw at them. The last few runs I've done where I interacted with them, they were just super annoying. So I hold a personal grudge against them. But either way, I kind of realized she won't be as big of a problem. I mean, they're going to be annoying because they dodge everything. But then I saw what a direct hit would do, and I knew I just kind of had to bide my time. So I kind of had to dodge. I repaired the weapon because obviously, I don't want it to break and fumble the fight. And then I got that back shot, ending it right then and there. And with her out of the way, First Lord Soul is done, and we also get to light our first primal bonfires. And luckily, those two they didn't chase me too bad. Last time they interrupted me opening my chest. But anyways, Najka here, Miss Help Me Stepbro, I'm stuck, was another pain this run. Not because of her attacks too much. Actually, not even for her attacks. It's for her jumping ability. Because that means I miss. And the more I miss, the more swings I gotta do. And that leads to my weapon breaking right at the end. I tried to see if repair powder could fix it. It couldn't. So I had to go pay 2K and go get it fixed. And then squash that bug right then and there. Next was a surprise from the Duke's Ear Freya. If you're unfamiliar, she will actually jump you out here on New Game Plus. A really fun little thing. I don't know why she does it, but it's a fun little interaction either way. But speaking of fun interactions, remember the pierce damage I mentioned? Yeah, any group fights were such a joke. Oh my gosh. I was laughing so hard when I got here. I personally recommend picking up this weapon just to do this. I know you can only get it like late game, but grab it for New Game Plus. You gotta do that yourself. But either way, we're on to the Duke's Ear Freya, and I learned I can actually do the wind magic while one-handing, which honestly, that's nice. That's good to know. And so the Duke's Ear Freya wasn't much, She kept the damage she had taken and actually took some pretty decent damage from the sword. So it was really just about ignoring her when she threw her tantrums, like any parent does to their toddler, and then just beating her, like any parent does to their toddler. And she went down with no issue. However, I'm guessing this like the Duke over here. It's the Duke's Ear Freya. This guy over here, I'm assuming he's the Duke. I was gonna try and kill him for the fragrant branch of yore, but then my sword broke, and I was like, do I break the rule? Do I just kill him real quick? Who's gonna care? But then the spiders came in, so I was like, oh, okay, they're the ones who will care. And then I was out to go fight the Rotten. The Rotten wasn't really an issue. I thought he would be, actually. Just because of when he blocks with his arms, I kind of assumed, that would interrupt with the sword, blocking the attack. But then I was like, well, even if he does, the wind, it's like a separate hitbox. So I think that kind of actually helped. Either way, Rotten was no issue. Well, not as big of an issue as I thought. Just took some time. It had a lot of repair powders. But I kind of had this funny thing at the end. I cut off his arm so he goes to interact with that, and then I killed him so he leeches back. Oh, it was funny to look at. Next year, we got the Dragon Rider. Honestly, I don't know how we're gonna beat him. Anyways, I went up and was like, man, do I want to pay her to open the door? I thought about it, and I really didn't. So hit her with some wind. She hit me with hers, and I learned that I will actually just squash them if they're too close, but only push them away if they're only hit by the wind. So that's funny. And with that, we're able to make our way to Huntsman's Corpse, and this is when you get to be hit by the would you subscribe? Would you guys like to subscribe to me? If you made it, 10 almost-ish minutes into the video, which probably means you think I'm funny, or at least you're interested to see where this goes. And if you would subscribe, I'm trying to actually reach 400 subscribers by March, the 1-year anniversary of me starting to do YouTube. So if you would subscribe, That would mean a lot. And I would have a special video out for that time. I'll talk about that more closer to the time when it comes out. But either way, thanks for subscribing if you do. And thank you if you have subscribed already. Really cool of you. Anyways, remember how I said this weapon's really good for group battles? You know, that funny little quirk that happens when there's, a few people in the arena. Yeah, this is one of the, honestly, one of the funniest fights after the bone wheels are taken care of. They were kind of annoying. But either way, once they were done and properly exposed of, which took a few shots, all that was left was, well, skeleton lords and skeletons who really like to group up. So obviously that was no issue. With all of them gone, I made my way to the covetous demon. And I mean, if you thought he would be a problem, then I feel like that would just be an insult to my skill level. As long as you ignore me, who definitely should have been dead there. Yeah, really nothing much to say here. He did that roll around attack a lot, which he normally doesn't do. But then he was gone. And, well, nothing much to talk about Earthen Peak. Mitha was there, I guess. I don't know. And with that, we're on to the Iron Keep, which actually I got through on my first try. Just really ran around kiting everybody out of the way. Takes some skill. And the Iron King, I felt like was honestly probably going to be the most like normal fight of this run. The Iron King, he swings his arms around, slams them down, and then you get a small window to attack. And I'm like, you only get like 1 to 2 hits to really attack him. That's kind of the same here. As you saw, I went for a light attack out of pure instinct, and I was like so nervous. I was like, oh, I just popped a bright bug. I'm going to waste it. But then I missed, and I'm like, you know what? I missed. I didn't hit him with it, so we're all good. The kind of rule, I mean, I never hit anyone else with the light attack, but I was like, if I did, I would just jump off a cliff. But either way, he was no issue. Broke him with my sword. And that's 4 Lord Souls. And, went to go rest at a bonfire, and then this weird, fire erupted, and then this, tree man popped up. I wasn't a big fan of him. He was, talking, and I was like, bro, can you get out of the way? Getting to Drangleic, honestly, killed me more times than any other boss this run. And if you're looking, you can kind of see why. I swear I'm good at this game, though. And it's the best one. It's definitely the best Souls game, 100%. I love it. You should all play it. But with them out of the way, then it was time for what I've honestly needed this entire run. Going back to the foyer? I don't know. I ain't a professional word speaker. You just gotta run up the stairs and talk to the invisible man. Not the one from the movies or the books, but this guy who's, you can barely see him. But either way, he sells repair powders, and I maxed myself out. 99. This thing is hopefully not breaking. And then the Dragon Rider duo. Believe it or not, despite the joke I had made earlier, they actually killed me more times than 90% of the bosses. I do not know how. Just I was mismanaging all of my rolls, and bro was a sniper. He was getting headshot after headshot. It was crazy. But then they were taken out, and it was no issue. Well, no issue on the 3rd try. Look, we all have our off days. And for the Looking Glass night, I never actually checked, and I learned You can pine resin the sword. However, I also realized he's going to be a pain. With this huge sword and the way it takes so long to swing, he's probably going to block me often. And it was actually extremely annoying. This is honestly, this fight, I think, is where the slow timing of the sword really came into play. I didn't really die, luckily, you know. I just got really annoyed, which I think is worse than dying a lot, you know, just being annoyed. And he face changed what I thought was relatively early. I don't know why. I feel like he doesn't face change usually. Like, I feel like he does it mostly at 50 HP. I don't know. I ain't, I don't got the statistics on it. Someone knows if it's a time thing or a health thing, then comment down below and I'll call you a nerd for knowing it. With him down, we head to the Shrine of Amana. And did you think it was going to be an issue? I literally just knocked down all of the knights with the wind. It was extremely funny. But I had to clear my way to go fight the Demon of Song. And honestly, it was going to be no issue. I mean, I didn't think so at least. My one fear walking in was what would happen if the sword like bonked off of his skin, his furry suit, scaly suit. Yeah, it's scaly. Because I mean, if it bonked off, then I probably couldn't hit him. If I couldn't hit him, what then? But I guess I just had to walk in there and find out. So I approached, fully ignoring the failed in-game invasion. Watched him suit up and waited a little bit. You know, he likes to be a little coy. And honestly, I probably, for a lot of these moves, could have done the wind attack from a distance, but I didn't really think about it because I was too overjoyed for the fact that I actually could hit him no issue. Well, half of an issue. Sometimes it bounced, sometimes it didn't, but it hit, and that's what matters. With him gone, we get to move on to my favorite boss of the game, Bellstat. Honestly, I gotta try and like fight him till I can do him hitless and then post a video on that because I really want to do it. He's my favorite boss. I know his moveset like so well. And I mean, you can see it by my perfect performance already. And honestly, not too much to say for this fight. I mean, I chunked him when he went. The only hard thing for this was his phase change. Honestly, I wish I could have swung more. It feels so weird to only have hit him 3 times. But I did get a stagger, which was nice. And it got pretty close down to it. And I kind of forgot about the defensive boost when it said sword breaking. And then he dodged and broke my weapon. But I got him next try. And you know what? Not having to spend a half hour on a boss is what matters. 25 minutes, you know, that's fine. Either way, we grab the King's Ring and go to Aldia's Keep to fight the dragon. It took till now for me to think like, hey, maybe I should buy some lightning paper. Which, honestly, I don't know if it made a difference or not. I honestly didn't even really bother to check. I had also noticed that the wind moves around terrain. So if you had noticed it too and was curious, could I hit the guardian dragon while he's clinging to the cage? I don't know. He dodged every time I went to go for it, so I can't tell you. But for the big giant over here, I had a really funny plan. I was a little proud of this idea because I thought it'd be really funny. So I lightning up, then heal up because that fire was so rude. And yeah, we're doing the cheese strategy from up here. You know what? It works. it works like surprisingly well too. I mean, it's not a quick kill, but if you're a melee build, you could grab this weapon before fighting him if I'm thinking correctly, which I'm like 99% sure you can. So yeah, it took me like 3 minutes of just going up here and fighting him. Could I have gone down and dealt with him normally? Oh, yeah. That's not funny. This is funny. You know, until the end, I was like, whatever. I'm gonna break my weapon anyway. And right here, they were an issue. As always, the Throne Watcher and Defender like to watch me lose a whole lot. The damage, at first, I thought it was going to be horrible when I saw that. But then I got a direct hit. Not then. Actually, it took quite a few times. This boss took me like 8 tries. But eventually, he had a weird little moment there. You know, he was being a little special. But to show you the direct damage, like, look at that. Yeah, it wasn't a matter of damage. It was a matter of skill issue. However, this run's not done yet. You know, typically, I don't go do the Aldia boss fight. But you know what? It's been a few months. I'm going to go grab the Giant Lord Souls. And yes, that meant fighting the Ancient Dragon. And honestly, he was no issue. I've heard so many people complain about him, but I'm like, bro, have you ever just like nibbled on his toes like this? It ain't that hard. I just kind of stood there every once in a while, had the dodge roll, and even if he moved his foot, I would hit his tail with the wind. Like, this was it. This was the move. Just took a couple minutes of wailing away at his toes to actually get him down. Every once in a while he did fly, and that did add to the time a bit, which was a pain. And I was kind of getting sick of him moving his feet. Like, bro, just let me be within your toes. It's a perfectly normal thing for people to do, you know? Like, leave a comment down below if you would let your homies hang out in your toes. But with him down, it was time to go fight Vendrick. And this did not go well for me my first few attempts. As I said, I have not fought this man. It's gotta have been like a year or two. It's definitely more than a year. So he did me dirty. But then after 20, 30 minutes, I remembered, right, you gotta stay behind his left leg and then he'll never hit you. And that it was easy like that. I don't know. I'm a different kind of smart. The not kind of smart. So I went talked to his old self because I didn't remember if I had to. I went and talked to him. I also went and grabbed his soul and armor just to make sure I will actually get the Aldia ending. You know, I didn't spend so much extra time doing all this to not fight Aldia. I ran down to Nashandra, ready to do this fight. If you were wondering why I didn't fight her earlier, it's because I forgot to say it. I feathered out just, you know, I had the idea like mid run, you know, like in middle between the Throne Watcher and Nashandra. I was like, ooh, I should go do Aldia, and left. So here we are. And if you're curious if the wind could take out the orbs, it cannot. I mean, obviously the sword can take them out, but the after effects of the wind that I had noticed, at least, did not take out the curse orbs. Let me know down below if I'm wrong about that, but I'm like 80% sure it doesn't work. And she also kind of killed me first try. Once again, a classic Waning Moonlight second try. Come on now. It's what I do. And honestly, I was really excited to do the Aldia because not only have I not done him in a while, the ending you get with him is my personal favorite here. But while I have you all here, if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe again. And if this video right here gets 5 subscribers, I will go ahead and do the DLC, all 3 of them with this weapon. And I will attempt to do Ava without having the Eye of the Priestess. Which, yes, it means I'll try and fight her while she's invisible. Is it gonna work? Well, I got no clue. I don't think it will, but I'm gonna try for you guys. So yeah, just subscribe if you want me to try it. If you don't, then don't unsubscribe. Either way, all deal was down. That's the end of the run. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I do be very entertaining and all. And have a good rest of your day. Enjoy.